What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be doing my Plants vs. Zombies plush collection for the year 2024. And in this video, I'm going to be going over every single one of my Plants vs. Zombies plushes, starting off with the pea shooter. Now, this is my original Lynx and pea shooter. It is pretty damaged, as well as missing the string, and also the tag on it is extremely faded. But yeah, overall, I still think it's a nice plush. It doesn't really stand up that well either. So yeah, it's definitely not in the best condition, but still, it's my only OG Lynx and pea shooter, and it's pretty nice. And we're moving on to my next plush. We have the extra large pea shooter plush. So yeah, as you can tell, this plush is extremely big compared to the normal pea shooter. The head's actually bigger than the small pea shooter. So yeah, this is basically just the exact same plush but bigger, and this one's in great condition, as you can tell. It has the string. The tag on it is in mint condition, so yeah, overall it's a great plush. It actually stands up relatively well, so yeah, this is the extra large size. I don't have the medium size. And well, next up we have the Lynx and 2 pea shooter. This one's really weird, as all the eyes are facing the wrong way. It has a felt leaf, and overall everything about this plush is just a little weird. The leaf base is also just way too small. It doesn't really stand up either, so yeah, honestly, I don't really like this plush at all. It is in pretty good condition, though. And well, my final pea shooter plush is the dead pea shooter, made by the company World Max. And while this one's in pretty nice condition, besides the fact that it's missing the pea in the mouth, but overall, I actually really like this plush. This is one of my rarest plushes in my entire collection. And I overall just really like it as well. I think it's a great plush and everything. It still has the hang tags, though they are pretty bent. But yeah, overall, it's a great plush. It doesn't really stand up that well, though, because the styrofoam in the neck just isn't the best. And well, we also have the potted pea shooter. I almost forgot about this one, but I just remembered about it. And well, this is overall a pretty nice plush. It's really soft and everything still. It's in basically mint condition. The only thing that's missing is the tag on it. But yeah, everything else about this plush is really well made and everything, and it's a great plush in my opinion. It just doesn't stand up at all because, well, the stem just really isn't that stuffed. And well, as you can tell, the design is pretty unique, especially for the head, as well the head is like, it's not accurate at all, but still, at least it's just one solid color, and it gives it a unique look to it, even though it isn't accurate to the game. Now, next up we have the sunflower plush. As you can tell, this is actually the light face version of the sunflowers, though the majority of sunflower plushes have a darker face, but this one actually has a light face, which actually makes it a lot rarer than most sunflower plushes. The tag is extremely faded. You can't read anything on it at all. The string is actually really long on this plush for whatever reason. As you can tell, it goes down the entire face. So yeah, overall, this is definitely one of my favorite sunflower plushes I own as well. I just really like the light face and everything, but it doesn't really stand up. And well, here's the dark face version. It's literally just the exact same thing as the last plush we looked at, except it just has a dark face. This one is a different release though, so the stem is just really skinny, so it basically makes it impossible to stand up, and it also makes the sunflower a lot taller than that one over there. Now, next up we have the big size variant of the sunflower. Once again, the tag is really faded on this one. You can barely see anything. You can just sort of see the Lynx and logo. But yeah, this plush is overall really nice. It's the big size of the sunflower. It's probably my worst condition big size though because of this. But yeah, overall, I still think that's a nice plush, though it is in pretty bad condition, sadly. And well, next up we have the extra large size of the sunflower. As you can tell, it's extremely big compared to the small size and even the big size. But yeah, this is the extra large size. And well, this is actually the last extra large size in this collection, as well the only extra larges I have is the sunflower and the pea shooter over there. But yeah, this one, once again, the tag is extremely faded. I don't know why all my rare Lynx and plushes have a faded tag, but they all do. The face and everything is actually really nice, though it's still pretty fuzzy and everything. The leaf base on this plush is giant, so yeah, overall, it's a really nice looking plush, though. It can't stand up at all because, well, it's just a big plush and the stem doesn't really hold up that well. Now, next up we have the Lynx and 2 redesign of the sunflower. As you can tell, this is just basically a worse variant of the normal Lynx and sunflower. As you can tell, the leaf base is pretty bad and everything about it is just sort of weird. So yeah, honestly, just like most plushes, I would definitely recommend getting the original Lynx and variant instead of getting the Lynx and 2 variant, as well this one's just a lot worse than the other ones over there. And well, we also have the modern bootleg sunflower. This one's even worse than the redesigned one. The only reason why I have this plush is because it came in a lot, but yeah, still, the leaf base and everything is just horrible. So yeah, this is my modern bootleg sunflower and it's trash. And well, we also have the World Max sunflower. This one doesn't stand up at all, as well. As you can tell, the inside of the stem just has like a weird place in it that just is messed up, so it can't stand up at all. And while the face and everything on this plush is overall pretty accurate to the game, it's still nice and everything, and the tags on it are still in pretty good condition, though they are pretty folded. And while we also have the World Max Sunflower pillow, this one's actually still sealed and everything, so it's overall really nice. It's my only sealed plush I have, and it has the tags on it, as you can tell right there. So yeah, overall, this is a pretty nice plush, as well as my only sealed plush I own, and well, it's overall really unique. And well, here's my final Sunflower plush. This is this weird keychain bootleg I own. The back of the head isn't even the correct color or anything. The only reason why I really own this one is, once again, it came in the same law as the modern bootleg Sunflowers, so I just kind of have this one now. Now, next up we have the Cherry Bomb. This is my Langston Cherry Bomb. I owned this plush for a while, actually. The only thing that I really don't like about this plush is that the cherries are just way too flat, in my opinion. They should be a little more round. But I'm pretty sure that's just a weird defect with mine, as well the majority of Cherry Bomb plushes I see are pretty nicely shaped. And well, I'm also pretty sure this is the only Plants vs. Zombies plush I own that has a red string on it, so yeah, that makes it a little more unique, I guess. Now, next up we have the big size of the Cherry Bomb. I overall really like this plush, as well I actually like the big size variant of most plushes more than the other one, but still, it's really nice and everything. It's really nicely stuffed. The cherries are really well shaped and everything, though the tag is really faded. But yeah, overall, I think that this plush is better than my smaller variant over there, as well. I just like how the cherries are made and everything, and in my opinion, it's just slightly better. Now, moving on to my final Cherry Bomb plush, we have the Cherry Bomb car strap pillow. This one has a strap on the back of it where you can put it on car seats, so yeah, overall, it's a pretty unique plush. Doesn't have a tag on it or anything, so yeah, overall it's not in the best condition. As you can tell, the eyes and everything really aren't the best, but still, this was my first ever pillow plush, and well, it's overall really unique when I don't really see many people that own this one. Now, moving on to my next plush, we have the Walnut. The tag on this plush definitely isn't in the best condition at all, as well the Langston logo is basically completely faded. Though I do actually like the shape of this plush. It used to be a lot taller, so I actually had to restuff it by doing that to make it a bit more round. But yeah, overall, I still think it's a pretty nice plush. The suction cup is in pretty weird condition, as well it has a lot of dirt on it and everything for some reason. But still, overall, I really like this Walnut plush. It was one of my first Langston plushes I actually got, as well. I really got it early on. And well, we also have the big size variant of this plush. I like this one a lot better, as well. The string on it is pretty nice. The tag is pretty faded, though. It also sticks to the plush weirdly like that, though. The only reason why I like this plush better than that one is that the shape of it's a lot better. As you can tell, it's a much more round shape and everything, and it looks much more like a walnut than that plush does. Now, next up we have the Potato Mine. This is my only Potato Mine plush I own, though it's really the only one I need, as well this is definitely the best Potato Mine plush that was ever released. As well as by far the most accurate one and everything. I like the face on it, and well, this part of the plush overall looks pretty good. It has a folded made in China tag on it, and by far the most interesting part about this plush is that it still has like the hang tag thing, except there's no hang tag. And while I really don't know how that is well, how would the hang tag fall out with this piece not getting cut? So yeah, overall, it's pretty interesting on how that happened, but still, I really like this plush and everything. It's really soft, and it's overall a great plush. Then next up, we have the Snow Pea. This plush is pretty good. It's missing the tag, though, and the leaf base is sort of weirdly made, as you can tell, the back leaves are way too far up for whatever reason. And I like the face and everything. It's nicely shaved. The eye spikes on the back of the head are in pretty good condition. So yeah, overall, I actually really like this plush. And we also have the big size variant of it. This one's literally just the exact same as that one, except it's just bigger, obviously. It's missing the tag, and it's also missing the suction cup and string. And well, something that I'm starting to notice with a lot of big size plushes is that they never came with suction cups or strings, as well. As you can tell, there's no sign that there was ever one there. When on the smaller sizes of the plush, you could obviously tell that there was a suction cup and string at some point there, so it's pretty interesting that in the majority of these big size plushes, they just don't have any sign of that they ever existed. So yeah, there's something weird that I noticed, but still, overall, it's a nice plush. I do like the big size variants of most plush better than the normal size as well. I don't really know why, I just like the big size variants better. Now, next up, we have the Keychain Snow Pea. This plush is actually really unique compared to most, as well. It actually uses iron-on material right there, and this part of the plush is glued on, meaning that there's a slight chance if you see this plush for sale, it could be potentially missing this part because it's only glued on, though that is pretty unlikely. And well, for the rest of the plush, it has a Langston tush tag on it that's in pretty good condition. The only really bad part about it, though, is that since it stands on the tag most of the time, it gets pretty bent. And while I was also missing the actual keychain on the plush, and it's one of my only Linkson plushes that actually have a hang tag on it, and well, it's overall in pretty good condition. And while we also have the Linkson 2 Snoopy, where as you can tell, this one eye is lower down than this eye. It's one of my strangest Linkson 2 plushes I have. As well, there's just so many weird things about this plush. First off, the eyes are completely messed up. The leaf base is really well stuffed, so it's basically impossible for this plush to fall over if it's on a flat surface. So yeah, this is definitely one of my strangest Snoopy plushes I have out of all of them, as well the eyes and everything are really messed up, the leaf base is just really well stuffed, and it's overall just a really strange plush. And while we also have the Pangea potted Snoopy, which once again, one of the eyes are higher than this one, which I don't know why it keeps doing that. Also, this entire Snoopy is stitched on wrong. As well as you can tell, if the pot faces towards you, the Snoopy is weirdly stitched on as well. It's not straight or anything, so it ends up facing like this. So yeah, I don't know how Pangea managed to mess that one up, but besides that, the rest of the plushes overall are pretty nice, and it's literally just the exact same as the pea shooter plush over there, except that it's just blue. Now next up we have the Chomper, starting off with the first design of the Chomper, and this is by far my worst Chomper plush, as well the stem is completely understuffed. It has like no stuffing in it at all. And while a plush that's in much better condition is the big size of the Chomper one, which as you can tell is just the big size variant of that plush, and is literally just the exact same, except this one's in better condition. Though as you can tell, the stem is a little messed up, so the neck could get a little floppy over time. And while the actual tag on it and everything is in pretty good condition, as you can tell. So yeah, overall, I actually really like this plush. The zombie in the mouth is in much better condition, so yeah, honestly, I like this plush a lot better, as well that one's in horrible condition, while this one's in great condition. And while we also have a second variant of the big size Chomper one, these are literally just the exact same plush, so this one's just a duplicate. The only really strange thing about this one is that the leaf base is really weirdly stitched on, so the leaf base is actually facing in a weird way, so the neck's always going to be facing this way. But yeah, the zombie on this plush is actually in much better condition, as well as you can tell it's barely bent at all besides the actual arm, and while this plush is just a lot fuzzier than that one, so honestly this one's probably in better condition than that one over there. And while we also have the second design of the Chomper, I know that this one's definitely the most common, though it was actually my last one that I got for whatever reason. I don't really know how I managed to get the most common one last, but I still managed to do that. And while the actual string on it is a nice purple color, and while the inside of the mouth is pretty weird as well, it has this weird stitching on it that makes it in like this weird shape, but still overall it works pretty well. There's cardboard in the mouth and everything, and the actual like tag on it is in pretty bad condition though, as well as overall really faded. But still, out of all the Linkson Chomper variants, this one's definitely my favorite, as well as the most accurate if you just get rid of the eyes. And while we also have the Chomper 3, this one's in slightly better condition than that plush there. The only reason why I say that is because the neck actually stands up. But besides that, this one's missing a spike on the head. This tag on it is just destroyed, as you can tell. I don't really know what happened to this tag, but it came like this when I bought it, but this tag's in horrible condition. And as you can tell, all this plush is just that plush, except it just doesn't have a zombie in the mouth. And while we also have a big size variant to this plush, which is actually probably my rarest Linkson big size, as well I barely seen any other people that own this plush. As well, there was one unboxing on YouTube of this plush like a few years ago, but that video got taken down a while ago, but still. That's the only time I've ever seen another person own this plush, so yeah, this was just extremely rare. The tag is slightly bent on this one, but still, it's overall a great plush, and mine's in pretty good condition besides the stem. And well, for my final Linkson Chomper plush, we have the Chomper Pillow. This is based off of the first design of the Chomper, obviously, as well as has the zombie in the mouth. This plush is overall in pretty nice condition. The tag is pretty faded and everything, but besides that, this plush is basically in really nice condition. It's really soft. And well, it's also my newest Linkson pillow, as well I just got it a few months ago, so it's definitely my newest Linkson pillow out of all of them. And well, for my last Chomper plush, all we have is just the Pangea potted Chomper. This is my only non-Linkson Chomper I have, and while this one overall looks pretty nice as well, it doesn't have any eyes, which is a big positive compared to all of these Chompers I have. They just have a ton of eyes and everything, but yeah, overall this was pretty nicely made, though the stem is really bad because it's always sitting like this. Now moving on to the night plans, starting off we have the puff shrooms. Now these are my 3 custom puff shrooms I bought off Etsy a few months ago, and while I actually really like these plushes as well, they're really high quality. I got them for a pretty good price. As well, this entire plush is just really nicely made. The eyes and everything overall look pretty good, and while the actual puff shroom spots are really nicely made, so yeah, this is actually a great plush. And while I'm not sure if these plushes are still on Etsy, but if they still are, I would definitely recommend getting them, as well for a Plants vs. Zombies 1 design of the puff shroom, this one's definitely the best plush to get. And well, we also have the brand new Links in 2 mushroom that just came out this year. This one has a giant cowboy hat on the top of it, which is based off of the Plants vs. Zombies 2 costume of it, though the mine is kind of messed up because for whatever reason they made it so that this opening on the mouth is really weird. So on mine it's sort of messed up as well. It goes over the eyes and everything, but if that part of the plush was fixed, this would actually be a great plush. And well, it also has like this ribbon thing going around the hat for whatever reason. And well, the only bad part about this plush is that for whatever reason the star is cut out really weird. I don't really know how they messed it up, but they somehow did. Next up we have the Sunshroom, and well, this is still my only Sunshroom plush. I still haven't managed to get another one after all these years. So yeah, this is just a normal Links in Sunshroom that you've seen in the past 2 Plants vs. Zombies plush collections. And the head on this one is still sort of messed up because of the stitching. And well, that was just with the plush when I bought it, and well, it's missing the suction cup on it. And well, next up we have the Doomshroom plush. This is definitely one of the most inaccurate Links in plushes ever released as well. This just isn't a Doomshroom. It's a fully gray color, and I don't really know why they did that. It's also completely missing the mouth on this plush, which is supposed to be around here, but they just didn't add it at all. So yeah, this is definitely one of the most inaccurate Doomshroom plushes ever made. And well, mine's not even in good condition, as you can tell, it's not really soft or anything, and it's missing the suction cup on the top of the head. Now next up we have my custom lily pad plush. This one's based off of the Hellyworld lily pad, but obviously that plush is just way too rare, so I just made a custom of it. And well, as you can tell, the eyes are just made out of a felt material, and the glue on this plush is drying, so it doesn't really hold up that well and everything. But yeah, overall, it's still a pretty nice plush. It's the same exact dimensions as the normal Hellyworld lily pad as well. That's the plush I based it off of. Now, next up for the squashes, we have the Links in squash, which I finally got. As well, for the longest time, I didn't even have a Links in squash at all. I only had World Max ones, but finally, I managed to get this plush, and it's in great condition, as you can tell. The tag is in mint condition. The string's also really nice, so this is a great plush. And well, we also have the World Max squash, which I got many years ago, which I don't really know how I got this plush so many years before I got the much more common one, but I still managed to do that. Well, this plush is great. As well, I really like all the detail on the face and everything, and it also has the talisman tag on it. It's in pretty good condition, so yeah, overall, this is a great plush. And well, we also have the keychain birthday squash, which is literally just a squash with a cake on the top of his head. It's overall pretty unique and everything, though. It's definitely the most common one out of all these birthdays plushes, as well. I've seen so many of them for sale. Now, next up we have the 3-peater. This is basically the only 3-peater plush you could get besides the Links in 2 one, as well. This was actually the original bootleg. And well, this plush is alright. Just like the keychain Snow Pea, this part of the plush is actually glued on, so it could actually fall off. And well, the string on this one's really weird, as well. It's just really low quality. And well, since this is a bootleg, basically the entire plush is low quality, as well. The leaf base and everything just really isn't that well stitched together, and it's overall just a really strange plush, but I'm still glad that I own it. Now, starting off with my first jalapeno plush, we have the normal Links in jalapeno, and this is actually my first ever Links in plush to have a Links in tag. As well, since I got this plush for Christmas, like, I don't even know, like 3 years ago at this point, this was actually my first Links in plush to have a tag on it, so it's actually a really nice plush that I remember getting. And well, for the entire plush, it's still in relatively good condition and everything. It has a white string, and well, it's overall pretty nice. And well, we also have a duplicate of this plush, which just has a green string on it. I got this plush around a year after that one, so yeah. This one's basically just the exact same plush, except the jalapeno on this plush is a little skinnier than that one over there. Now, next up we have this weird small jalapeno plush that has this weird tag on it. I need to get it to focus. There we go. It says that on the tag for whatever reason. And also on the back of the tag, it says made in China. But yeah, it's really fuzzy and everything. It's made out of this weird material that I've never really felt before on another plush. So yeah, bro, this was just really strange. And it's also missing the keychain, which is supposed to be on this plush. And well, next up we have the small keychain jalapeno. It came in the exact same lot as the small keychain sunflower, and I'm pretty sure it's a part of the same set. But yeah, the only really strange thing about this plush is that the stem is facing the wrong way, but besides that, I think that the rest of the plush is pretty normal. The face is pretty weird though, and the tag on it, you can't really read the tag, but I'm assuming it says it says made in China, but it's really small for whatever reason. And now the next plush that I'm going to be looking at is definitely the weirdest plush in my entire collection. It's a bootleg jalapeno hammer. I don't know, I got this plush in a lot. I don't really know why I still own it. It's weird. I don't know why they ever made a bootleg of this plush as well. As you know, Pangea actually made a hammer set, but this one's just so strange as well. It's a bootleg variant to that one, and there's no stuffing here. So yeah, this is definitely my strangest plush in the entire collection. And well, here's my newest jalapeno plush. It's the small Jazzwares clip jalapeno, which is definitely one of my smallest, if not my smallest, Plants vs. Zombies plush I own. As well, comparing it to the other jalapeno plushes, as you can tell, this plush is just really small for whatever reason. It's a small backpack clip. So yeah, I assume that these are what they were made for, though the backpack clip doesn't really work on mine, as well as really stiff for whatever reason. And well, next up we have the World Max jalapeno. This is one of my first officially licensed World Max plushes, and well, it's actually really nice. As well, it's really well stuffed and everything. I do like all the details like the eyes and mouth on this plush as well. They're really nicely made. I also like how they made this eyelid. And well, the stem on it is pretty accurate to the game. So yeah, this is actually a great plush in my opinion. It's one of my first World Max plushes I ever got. And well, next up we have this potted Pangea jalapeno plush. This is one of my newest ones I just got for Christmas. And well, this is actually my first Pangea plush to actually have a tag on it. And well, all it says is just made in China, but still, it still has a tag on it, which is pretty unique compared to my other ones. But yeah, this plush is overall really nicely made and everything. It's basically just the exact same one. And while the actual jalapeno looks pretty strange. And well, here's my Langston jalapeno pillow. As you can tell, it's bigger than all the other jalapeno plushes combined. So yeah, this is my biggest Plants vs. Zombies plush I own. The tag is really faded and everything, but still, it's just a great plush in my opinion as well. It's one of my first pillows I got besides the Cherry Bomb car strap pillow, but still, this was great in my opinion. It's my biggest Plants vs. Zombies plush I own. As well, just look compared to the rest of my pillows in the background, look how much space that one takes up. Now next up we have the Langston 2 Cactus plush. I don't have the original Langston variant, and honestly I have no desire to get that one, as well the Langston 2 basically looks the exact same as the Langston plush. So honestly, there's really no reason for me to get the original Langston variant, as though they basically look the exact same. Now next up we have the blower. This is the original Langston blower. The only thing that I don't like about this plush is that it's missing the suction cup and also has a really small string. But still, overall, I wanted this plush for a while, and well, I just got it last year. Well, I'm really glad that I have it, as well I actually really like this plush. It also has a dirt base on it. And well, here's the modern bootleg blower. Just like the modern bootleg sunflower, I got this one in a lot and I didn't really want it. Next up we have the Langston Split Pea. This plush is overall really nice, and it's one of my first Langston plushes I got as well. I got it a couple years ago. And well, the only thing really notable about this plush is that the leaf base is a lot bigger than most other Langston plushes on the small side. So yeah, I don't really know why that is. It just kind of is like that. I'm assuming it's just like that to help it stand up a bit better, which it actually does do, as well this one's standing up. Next up we have the Langston Cabbage Pult. Once again, not really a lot to say about this one, though it does have multiple layers inside of it, which gives it a bit more detail. I don't have the limited edition Cabbage Pult. I really don't think I'll ever get it as well. I just like this plush a lot better than the other one, as well as more accurate. Now next up we have the Kernel Pult. This is my first ever Kernel Pult plush I got, and I don't really like it that much as well. For whatever reason, the string is cut. I don't really know why the original seller did that, but it's just kind of came like that. It also has a folded made in China tag, so yeah, it's not an original Langston plush, but still, I got it really early on in collecting, so I'm still kind of glad I got it. And well, here's the original Langston release of the Kernel Pult. I like this one a lot better, as well as really soft compared to the folded made in China tag one. It also has the suction cup on this one, so yeah, overall I just like this one slightly better than that one. And we also have a big size of the Kernel Pult. The tag on this one's kind of bent, and for whatever reason there's strings coming off of the eyes, which makes it look pretty weird. But yeah, this plush is actually really squishy as well. It doesn't have a lot of stuffing in it, and well, I actually like this variant better than those. And well, we also have a duplicate of the big size Kernel Pult, which is literally just the exact same thing as that one, except this one's just in slightly better condition. And well, we also have the textureless Kernel Pult. This one has cardboard in the bottom of it. As you can tell, there's a little bit of cardboard right there, as you can tell. There's a little bit of glue missing there, which I don't really like, but besides that, everything else on this plush is overall really good. And a fun fact about this plush, this was actually my first extremely rare plush I got. And well, we also have the small bootleg textureless kernel pull that's in Korean for whatever reason. I still don't know what this plush is, even though I've had it for like a year now. And then next up we have the Marigold. This is just a normal dark face Marigold made by Lynxon. It's really nothing special. It doesn't have a suction cup or tag or anything. See, honestly, it's really nothing special. I do plan on getting the lighter face variant as well. I just like that one a little better. Now moving on, we have my first ever plant plush I ever got. So yeah, this was actually my first ever plant plush I ever got in my collection. I got it many years ago. Even though it's still in horrible condition, it's still one of my favorite plushes as well. It just has sentimental value to it. And well, the Lynxon tag on this one, it still technically does have a Lynxon tag, though it just got completely cut off. And well, here's also a duplicate of it. This one actually has the full Lynxon tag on it. It's in slightly better condition than that one over there. So yeah, overall, this is just another one of those duplicates I have that I got in a lot not too long ago. Now next up we have the big size melon pole. This one's basically the same size as the kernel pole. As you can tell, this was just a lot bigger than the other melon poles. The actual tag on it's in pretty nice condition besides the weird bend in the middle of it. It doesn't have a suction cup and string, and it looks like it never came with one. And then, well, this one's actually in great condition compared to those two over there. As well, the only really flaw with it is that the strings came like unraveled over the years, just like those ones over there. As well, it's actually supposed to be like curled up in the corner here, but none of mine have that. And well, here's my melon pole phone holder. This is one of my first ever extremely rare plushes, probably my second one besides like this textureless kernel pole. But yeah, this is the melon pole phone holder. As you can tell, it's made for really small phones. As well, since these plushes were made in around like 2011, they were made for phones around then. So yeah, honestly, they don't really fit any modern phones now and would definitely not fit my phone. And well, we also have the melon pulp pillow. This one's giant compared to these other ones. And well, the Lynxon tag's in great condition. And overall, I really like this plush. This is definitely my favorite melon pulp plush I have. And also probably one of my favorite pillow plushes I have. So yeah, this is my second newest Lynxon pillow I got, and I got this one for extremely cheap as well. I got it from a Chinese website for only around $25. And well, it's also by far my best condition Lynxon pillow. Now next up we have the World Max Gatling P. The only thing that I don't like about this plush is that the helmet is not really that well stitched on, so it could fall off pretty easily. But still, I do really like this plush and everything. The barrel's a little far out, so sometimes I push it back in, though it always comes back out. The stem is really floppy on this plush. It's actually a Neo Cube plush, as you can tell, as well. It has the Russian tag. And well, we also have the World Max Gatling P pillow. This one has a nice tag on it, though it does have a hole through it because that's where the hang tag was, but it's missing that now. This is definitely one of the most simple plushes I have, as all they had to do is get a white pillow and print this on. And same thing with the back, is all they had to do is just print the back onto it, and once again, the tag just has a hole through it, and it has the EA logo on it. Now next up we have the normal Lynxon Twin Sunflower. There's nothing really special about this one, it just has a green string and everything. It is by far the best Twin Sunflower plush ever made, besides the World Max one. The next up we have the Lynxon Cattail. This is definitely the best unofficially licensed cattail plush. If we count officially licensed ones, there's a lot better ones out there. But for unofficial ones, this one's definitely the best. The tail and everything is really nicely made. It's stitched onto the head. And overall, I just really like this plush and how it's made and everything. And the leaf base is pretty unique and is well made and everything. Now next up we have the Winter Melon. All they had to do on this plush is just take the normal melon pulp pattern and just turn it blue and have this iron-on material a different like blue color as well. And as you can tell, this is what the melon pulps are supposed to be like. They're supposed to be curled up like this. But those ones have become uncurled, and mine's actually slowly becoming uncurled, as you can tell. It used to be much more curled like this, so I have to kind of keep redoing it, or else it will become uncurled over time. And while we also have the Gold Magnet, even though I don't have any Magnet Shroom plushes, this one's my only like Magnet Shroom related plush I have. But still, overall, I really like it. It has a yellow string on it. I just got it this Christmas, so it's definitely one of my most recent plushes I have. And it also uses the exact same leaf base as the Blover plush over there. And well, next up we have the Apple Bomb plush. I know this isn't technically part of Plants vs. Zombies 1, but still, it's part of a bootleg thing, so yeah, I'm still counting it. It has a hole in its neck, which is by far the worst part about it, and this isn't even the Lynxon one, this is a bootleg. And while I don't actually have the normal size of the Lynxon one, as well, I only have the big size one, and while the head on this one's really floppy, but still, overall, I like this plush. The tag is basically fully cut off, though. I really hope I get a small size Lynxon one this year, but I've said that the past few years, I just never got it for whatever reason. And well, here's a small keychain of it. It actually still has the keychain on it. It's pretty weird. And well, I assume it's based off of the apple bomb as well. It literally uses the exact same face, so I assume that's what it's based off of. Now, next up we have the Bursa, which is based off of the fake Plants vs. Zombies 2 leak. And well, I actually really like this plush, and well, it doesn't have a tag on it or everything, but it still has the actual string on it. It's actually one of the rarest, like, small size links in plushes, part of, like, the actual original set. And well, we also have the Dark Tomato second design, which is part of the Plants vs. Zombies Gone Wild game. The string on it's really messed up. I don't really know why that is. It has the Plants vs. Zombies tag on it, which doesn't have anything on the back, and this is my only limited edition plush I own. And it is definitely a pretty rare limited edition plush out of all of them. Now, starting off with the Plants vs. Zombies 2 plants, we have the Bloomerang. This one's a pretty weird variant as well. It uses like a lime green color and also a dark blue color on the top of it. And well, this variant of the plush is actually pretty rare. The string is cut just like one of these Kernel Pole plushes, this one right here. And well, the folded made in China tag is on a really weird part of the leaf base as well. Instead of being back here like normal, is right there. Next up we have the iceberg lettuce. This plush basically uses the exact same thing as the cabbage pole as well. It uses multiple layers, which gives it slightly more detail. And for the rest of the plush, it looks alright, and it uses a normal links and leaf base, except it's a light blue color. One thing that I just noticed is I forgot this Kernel Pole plush that was released by Linkson 2 this year. I somehow forgot about it. It does have a pole and everything, meaning that it's one of the first ever Kernel Pole plushes to actually have a pole on it. And well, it's actually pretty nice and everything. It's just a normal kernel in there. I don't really know how I forgot this plush. It was just sort of buried in everything, so I never really found it while looking through all of them. I don't really know why the eyes are red though. That's definitely the strangest part about the entire plush. Next up we have the Spring Bean. This is actually the rare variant of the Spring Bean, as well recently the Linkson variant actually got pretty rare. As well, I actually remember seeing a lot of these for sale on eBay, but for whatever reason, the past few years, they become extremely rare, and I'm really glad that I got mine when I could. And well, next up we have the Linkson Coconut Cannon. This one has some iron-on material right there. The leaves and everything are made out of a felt material, and overall I actually really like this plush. It is by far the most accurate coconut cannon plush ever made. And well, we also have the Jargy Coconut Cannon, which I just made a video about not too long ago. It doesn't really have anything on the front of it, as well. It doesn't really have like an actual cannon opening. It doesn't really have any leaves either, as well. This plush is missing a lot of details, obviously. There's still a little bit of detail on the coconuts and everything, but yeah, still, it's a pretty nice plush. And there's just felt material here to represent the fuse, which is actually missing on this plush. So this plush actually has a detail that that one doesn't have. And well, this plush is also just extremely fuzzy compared to basically every single other plush in my collection. Next up we have the Chili Bean. This is just the Linkson 2 plush. I don't really have any desire to get the other ones. Maybe the Maroon Chili Bean at some point, but at the moment I'm kind of fine with just owning this one, as well. It basically looks the exact same as the Linkson plush. I forgot that I have another Chili Bean plush. I'm not sure if this one's Linkson 2 or Linkson. I'm not really sure. I got it in a plush lot. But yeah, I don't really know if this is Linkson or not. They basically look the exact same though, so I'm not really that sure. Next up we have the Citron. This is one of the only plushes I actually have from the far future world. And while everything on this plush is actually great, it's definitely the best Citron plushes. Well, the newer Citron plushes are really low quality and look horrible. The only thing that I wish was on this plush is a new string as well. My string is completely destroyed on this plush. I don't really know how they messed that up, as well as just some sort of like weird remnants of the string. I don't really know how it got cut off or anything, as well. It's just really strange. Next up we have the new Linkson 2 EM Peach. It has this nice thing on the top of it, which actually looks pretty good. It's made out of a felt material and it's just printed on. The string does keep getting stuck in it though, which is really annoying. There we go. But yeah, overall, it's a really nice plush. There are some details in the eyes and everything. So yeah, overall, pretty good. I'm glad that they made another far future plush. And I hope they make some more in the future, as well. A lot of them are really nice. Next up, we have the Sunbeam. This plush suffers the same problem as the Kernel Pole here, as well. They both have these weird red eyes. But besides the red eyes, every single other detail on this plush is basically just accurate, as well as a pretty simplistic plant. And then next up, we have the Banana Launcher. I'm really glad that they made a plant from Big Wave Beach, as well. The majority of the plants from Big Wave Beach never got plushes of them. There was a Banana Launcher plush released many years ago by some like plush custom maker. But sadly, that plush is extremely rare now, so I'm glad that Linkson 2 made this one. I like the face and everything, and it looks great. And while we also have the homing thistle, I like the embroidery on the face and everything. I could think that the eyes could be slightly smaller though, but besides that, every single other detail on the plush is great. It has this weird leaf base on it that's made out of a felt material as well. I also do like the spikes and everything, though they could get damaged pretty easily. And the top of this plush basically uses like a lot of like extra detail and everything just to make it look a little better, and it looks great overall. Now next up we have the electric blueberry from the Neon Mixtape Tour World. I do like how they added this one detail where this one leaf is stitched onto the side. I don't really know why the designers of the character actually did that, but still the plush is accurate to the game. And while all the embroidery and everything also looks pretty good, so yeah, it's a pretty nice plush. I got this plush many years ago. It was one of my first Linkson 2 plushes I ever got. The next up we have the grape shot. This plush is actually pretty weird as well. As you can tell, this bottom part could actually rotate. I don't really know why the grapes on this plush could rotate. It's pretty weird, but it seems like there's multiple layers, so you actually rotate the entire plush, which is pretty strange to say the least. And there's a lot of different expressions, like there's this expression, that one, and I'm pretty sure there's at least like this one as well. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 expressions. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty unique plush. I don't really know why it could spin. I just think that there's like a metal rod in the middle of the plush that makes it do that. And while there's also a lava guava that has a bandana on it, though you could basically take the bandana off if you wanted to, and you could see the rest of the lava guava. But still, even with the bandana, I still think it looks pretty good if I could get it back on. There we go. And the embroidery on the face and everything does look pretty good. He uses a dark green embroidery, which I think looks nice. And I'm really glad we got a lava guava plush as well. Just like the banana launcher, there was a custom a few years ago, but that plush is basically impossible to get now. Now, those are all the plants from Plants vs. Zombies 2 International Edition, but now we're going to be moving on to Plants vs. Zombies 2 Chinese Edition, starting off with the bamboo shoot. Now, we are actually moving onto the floor now because the bed is completely full of plushes, but yeah, still, this plush is really nicely made and everything. It's the dark dirt variant of this plush. There is a light dirt variant that is slightly more rare. And while the embroidery and everything looks pretty good, and there's like multiple layers here once again just to give it a bit more detail. It's a great plush. Next up we have the fire gourd. This one's pretty nicely shaped and everything. The tag is missing though, as well you could barely even see the M on the tag. And while the details like the embroidery are great, this leaf is made out of this extra fuzzy material, and this part of the plush uses iron-on material and felt. And well, here's the new fire gourd plush. This one's actually wearing a costume, and all the details on the face are actually just printed on. And while it also has like some pink cheeks for whatever reason, it kind of like makes the rest of the face look weird as well. Sort of like a weird color for the face. I don't really know why they did that. And while for the actual costume on this plush, I think is alright. I do like the original fire gourd a lot more though as well. I just think that the costume on this plush makes it look pretty weird. Next up we have the Heavenly Peach. I don't have the original Linkson Heavenly Peach, but I do have the new one. This one's wearing a hat on it. It has a red cross. So yeah, overall, it's pretty unique and everything. It has the blue eyes, which I don't really like. I think they're supposed to be black and not blue. I don't really know why they did that. And there's supposed to only be 2 leaves here, and this leaf isn't even attached to the other, so it's pretty weird. Like, the quality control on this one definitely isn't the best, but still, I'm glad that I have it as well. I can't really get the original Linkson one as well. That one's extremely rare. And then next up, we have the Kinney Cannon. This plush is pretty nice, though. It is really wide for whatever reason because of these parts on the side. I think these parts are supposed to be slightly smaller, but still, it's a pretty nice plush and everything, and I like the face. It overall looks accurate to the game. So yeah, besides, like, the fact that these plushes just way too wide, I think that every single other detail is really nicely made, and it's a cool plush. And well, next up we have the Wax Gourd Guard. As you can tell, it's wearing like this costume, but if you lift this up, you could actually see the rest of his face. So yeah, once again, you could technically take the costume off, though. I'm going to leave mine on as well. I think it looks better with the costume. It has this extra like felt detail on the top of the head. But yeah, it's actually really nicely shaped and everything. And well, as you can tell, if you compare the side to it to the Sunbeam, they basically use the exact same shape. Now next up we have the Acidic Citrus. This plush is actually part of like the Big Wave Beach world, meaning that we have another Big Wave Beach plush, even though it's part of the Chinese version, not the international release. And while I actually really like the costume on it as well, it's a pretty unique costume with the goose tube. And it also has like a little lemon on the top of it, which is made out of a felt material, and same thing with the straw. So yeah, I'm really glad that this plush plush actually got made as well. I always like acidic citrus. Even when I played the Chinese version of the game, I always liked this plant, so I'm really glad I got a plush. Now next up we have Magic Shroom. Now one really unique part about this plush is actually made out of this like scratchy material. It's really shiny, like as you can tell. It's made out of basically the same material as the Coconut Cannon's wheels, as you can tell. The Coconut Cannon's wheels basically is made out of the same material as that plush, so yeah, it's basically just uses the exact same material, and overall looks pretty nice. And while all the details like the cars and everything are printed onto the head, as well in the game, the cars actually float around it, which obviously can't be represented on the plush, but still, they did a great job with it. The only thing that I don't really like are the eyes, as well, for whatever reason, they made the eyes a yellow color, but besides that, I think that the rest of the plush looks great. Next up, we have the Arbor Ninja. You could take the costume off this one, as well. It's only stitched on one side, but still I think it looks a little weird without the costume, as well. I think it makes the plush look a little more empty. And while all the details on the face and everything are really nicely made, the actual top of the plush is really nicely made as well, and there's also some printed on detail right there that looks pretty nice. Now next up we have the Celebration Soda Palm. The entire face is actually just printed on, so it's perfectly accurate to the game, and this part's also printed on, which actually makes it so that plush is basically perfectly accurate as well. Since it's all printed on, it's basically impossible for the plush to be inaccurate as well. It literally uses renders from the game. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job with that plush. And we also have the Tiger Stool that uses a plastic nose, and it's one of the only like Links in 2 plushes to actually use plastic on it. And this plush's details are also all like printed on, so once again they're basically all accurate besides the color, as well. For whatever reason they use this orange color, which I don't really know how they messed that up, as well. Since all the details are printed on, all they had to do is print on the correct color and it would have been completely fine, but they messed it up. But still, even though they messed up the colors, the rest of the plush looks fine, so yeah, if they just fixed the colors, it would have been a better plush. And while we also have the Dragon Fruit, which isn't a new Links in 2 plush as well. I actually got this one a few years ago, and I like all the details on it and everything, and the leaves are nicely shaped. So yeah, those were all the plants. Now we're going to be moving on to the zombies. Now starting off, we have the normal Links in Basic zombie. This was just like your normal classic Links in Basic zombie. The actual tag and everything's pretty nicely made, and it looks pretty good. And well, here's the Links in 2 variant of the plush. There's literally just a lower quality version of that one, so there's not much to say, and its shorts aren't even fully stitched onto the plush. And while there's also this really strange bootleg that I own, as you can tell, it basically uses the exact same design as the Links in one, except that the foot's just a lot bigger than that one. It also uses a different color for the shoes. And the actual face and everything also looks a little weird, and this actually isn't iron-on material, it's just printed on. So yeah, this is just a really strange bootleg plush. I don't really know what it's based off of. I'm assuming it's based off of the Links one, but I'm not sure. Next up we have the World Max Basic Zombie. I really like this basic zombie as well. It's one of my most accurate ones, and this one's actually a rare tag as well. It says, if it please focus. Alright, so after a few difficulties, it finally focused. As you can tell, it says PVZ Ren on it, which is actually a rare tag. But yeah, all the details on this plush, like the coat and pants, are really high quality, and it's one of my best basic zombie plushes I own. And well, we also have the big size variant of it, which is literally the exact same plush, except it's a lot bigger as well. The head on this plush is the exact same size as the small one. And well, just like my Gatling P plush, it uses the Russian tag on it. Next up we have my Heijin Kaiwei zombie. This one's actually the variant that uses the like the thick stripe, as well. There's a version that has a lot more stripes on this one, but this was actually the rarer variant. As well, for whatever reason, this version with the tie is just a lot rarer than the other one. The head on it is really strange though, as well. It's weirdly shaped and everything, and the eyes are in pretty good condition. It also has the tag on it. And well, the tag is bent on this plush, and it literally just tells you some information about the zombies on the back of it. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty unique plush. And well, just like the jalapeno, we have this weird zombie hammer thing. I don't know why I own this. We also have the small zombie head keychain that came with the other ones, just like the Stunflower one and also the jalapeno one. And well, this was basically just the exact same set. And well, we also have the zombie hand made by Pangea. I'm just counting this one as a basic zombie hand as well. I don't really know what it's based off of, and it has the same made in China tag, just like the jalapeno. And while the actual hand's made out of this like different material, it's sort of similar to like the Magic Shroom's hat, except it's just sort of made out of like a higher quality version of that material, and the nails on this plush are really strange. As well, for whatever reason, the nails are just really weirdly shaped on this plush, and they look strange, and overall, it's a pretty nice Pangea plush. It is my 5th and final Pangea plush in this video. Next up, we have the Conehead Zombie plush. This is the folded made in China tag release, and while it's also sort of faded on the tag, as you can tell right there. And while this plush is really stiff compared to the original Linkson releases, as well, for whatever reason, the newer releases are just really well stuffed for whatever reason. Well, the face of this one's really strange, as well. It uses the Jack-in-the-Box face for the Conehead zombie, though it is pretty iconic now. Next up, we have the Hypnotized zombie. The only reason why I'm putting it here is where I don't really know where else to put it, so I'm just putting it here. And well, this one is actually from Australia. Now, next up, we have the original release of the Hypnotized zombie that's in perfect condition. When I say perfect condition, I mean perfect as well. Just look at how like nicely like made the head is and everything, as well. It's perfectly shaped. It's really soft. It has a purple string. And the Linkson tag on it is also basically perfect, so yeah, this is definitely one of, if not my most mint condition Plants vs. Zombies plush I own. As well, really, the only thing really missing on this plush is the hang tag. And while we also have the NKB version of the Hypnotized zombie that's really low quality and like is falling apart pretty fast. And while there's also this little bit of string in the top of the head that just came out, it just fell out. Yeah, it just kind of shows you how low quality these bootlegs are. And while we also have the big size version of the Hypnotized zombie, which is overall pretty nice, and is my only original Linkson zombie plush that's in a big size. And while the tag on this plush is overall pretty faded, and while I actually saw the extra large version of this plush sell on eBay not too long ago. Now next up we have the MCC Buckethead. It still has the original hang tag on it. It's an overall pretty nice condition. And while the thing that's really weird about MCC plush is that the tags on them are extremely long. I don't really know why they're like that, but they just are for whatever reason. The bucket's really high quality. Next up we have the Gargantuar plush. There's not much to say about this one, as well. It's literally just the original Linkson Gargantuar. And there's also an imp in here. Alright, so here it is. It's just literally like a weird imp that's missing his legs. It's one of the strangest part about this plush. Yeah, it kind of comes with two different plushes, and it's kind of weird. But yeah, for the rest of the Gargantuar plush, it's not really that accurate to the game, as it'll close on the correct color. It just uses like some felt right here, but there could be a few other materials used, mattering on which plush you get. Now next up we have the original Linkson newspaper zombie. Mine's not in the best condition, as well. As you can tell, the stitching kind of came off right here, and the glasses are slowly falling off. And well, when I originally bought this plush, there was a huge hole in the back of it, but thankfully it was stitched up ever since I got it. And we also stitched the shorts back on, so yeah, now it's in pretty good condition. It doesn't have a huge hole in the back of it. Now next up we have the bootleg screen door zombie. The screen door is made out of this really delicate foam material, and also uses some other material right here. It's really delicate, so it could get bent really easily. And well, this is just a bootleg from Mexico that I bought on eBay not too long ago, and well, it uses this nice silver string on it that looks pretty good. And well, it also uses like an actual tie right here instead of just being like printed on or just like ironed on or anything. So yeah, it's actually pretty unique. It is a pretty nice plush. Sadly, you can't really get it anymore. Next up we have this original brown shirt duck tube. It uses a brown shirt on it, and it overall looks pretty nice and everything, as all the details are pretty high quality. And well, here's also the black shirt of it. Let's literally just the exact same plush as the one over there. Instead of using a brown shirt, uses a black shirt instead. And well, we also have the redesigned duck tube, which is basically just a lower quality version of those two plushes, as well. The face and everything just looks a little weird and everything. And well, for whatever reason, it's also missing the tag on it. Then next up we have the redesigned dolphin rider. I don't really have the original variant with the dolphin as well. I do have this original Linkson variant that was missing the dolphin, and well, as you can tell, this one's actually the rare variant as well. It has the fingers on it, which shows you it's the original Linkson one. And well, it also has the original tag on it, so this one's actually is a rare variant of it, though it is missing the dolphin. And well, this one's the redesigned one, except this one does have the dolphin, which makes this one slightly better than that one, though still, I'm kind of unhappy that that one's missing the dolphin, as well. That one would actually be extremely rare if it did have the dolphin. And well, we also have the Mexican bootleg variant, which is basically made by the exact same company as the screen door zombie, and well, this was made out of this really weird like vinyl material. So yeah, it's definitely one of the strangest Plants vs. Zombies plushes I own, and well, it has a giant dolphin on it. And well, next up we have the disco zombie. This one's actually the NKB disco zombie, and well, this one's actually the rare variant of the NKB one as well. It uses this shiny shirt, which actually makes it pretty rare in my opinion, as well. I've really only seen a few people that own the shiny shirt variant of it, so yeah, I would actually say that this was rarer than than the actual like blue disco zombie made by Pippa Girl, as well this one's actually a lot rarer in my opinion, as well I've seen a lot less of them. And well, next up we have the grass skirt zombie. This one's the original Linkson variant, as well you can sort of tell by how the face is made if it's the original Linkson variant, and it also has the original Linkson tag and is really nicely like made and everything. And well, this plush's arm actually did fall off a while ago, that it did get stitched back on, so yeah, overall now it's in better condition than it used to be. And well, I don't really know what's happening with the Linkson tag, as well if you look at it, it's really stretched out for whatever reason. Now next up we have the Imp made by Linkson 2. This one's just kind of like, I'm counting it as a Plants vs Zombies 1-1, as well since the Imp 1's in Plants vs Zombies 1, I'm still counting it here. I'm just gonna kind of put it over there. And well, now we're gonna be moving on to Plants vs Zombies 2 zombies, starting off with the raw zombie that actually has plastic eyes, as well there actually is a variant that is normalized, but this was the more rare variant that I'm really glad that I have. And well, I'm pretty sure there's also a cowboy zombie, and also a swashbuckler zombie, and also a buccaneer zombie that has those exact same plastic eyes. Next up we have the cowboy zombie. This one's string is once again cut weirdly, just like a few other plushes like the Colonel Pult. And well, this plush is really firmly stuffed for whatever reason. Well, it has the folded made in China tag, and well, it's like in sort of good condition, I guess. And well, we also have this really weird green rodeo zombie. The rodeo zombie is actually based off of like a piece of fan art or something, so yeah, it's actually a pretty obscure like release thing. And well, it doesn't even really look like the fan art at all, so yeah, it's overall just a pretty strange plush, as well not a lot of people know what it's based off of. And well, we also have the bull rider imp. This is the imp that rides on the bull in the game. Well, sadly we don't have one of those bull plushes, as well it would have been really cool if like Linkson 2 made like an actual bull plush that this plush could ride on. And well, here's the pirate zombie. This one's like a green color for whatever reason, though I do like the eye patch on it, as well it's nicely embroidered on and everything. And while no one really knows what this plush is based off of, as well no one has really found any fan art that's based off of or anything, so yeah, this one's actually a pretty obscure plush, so no one really knows what it's based off of. No pirate zombie has ever been in any officially licensed Plants vs Zombies game that looks like this. And well, we also have the Piracies Gargantuar, which it's literally smaller than a normal zombie. I don't know why Linkson 2 made this plush. They should have made it the exact same size as that Gargantuar. They just kind of messed it up. It looks horrible. And well, something really strange is that mine came with stuffing in the back of it. I don't really know if it's supposed to come like that, but yeah, it just came with stuffing right here. I don't really know why that is. Now, next up we have the black hair guitar zombie. This one has black hair, which makes it a lot rarer, as well there's one variant with orange hair that's a lot more common. And well, something strange about this plush is that his legs are straight up just a white color instead of a gray color. I don't really know why that is, but still, that's just how they made the plush for whatever reason. And while I actually really like the guitar on this plush and everything, I do hope to get the other variants of the plush, as well I do like both variants. Next up we have the rare jester zombie. This is the original variant that's more rare, as all the eyes are like messed up, while the newer releases of this plush have like the normal eyes just like this plush. So yeah, I think this one looks a lot better, as well the jester zombie's eyes like make more sense looking like this. As well, since the jester zombie is sort of a weird character, having these eyes actually makes more sense for the jester zombie, and I actually got this one for Easter a couple years ago. Now next up we have the neon zombie. This was the more common re-release variant, as well there's a variant that has like black jeans on it that's more rare, but sadly I have the more common one. And while I think that this plush is alright, it could be slightly better though, as well the coat is kind of falling off on one arm for whatever reason, but still it's an alright plush. Now next up we have the egg pusher imp. There's sort of another imp that was made for Jurassic Marsh where it's actually like an eggshell imp, but I sadly don't have that plush yet. And while this plush is actually pretty unique, as well it has a hood on it, so you can actually take it off and see it without the hood, so it's actually pretty unique. And while you can also see where the string is on this plush, as well they just kind of made like a slight hole in the head and put the string there, so it's actually pretty unique, as well you can actually see that on this plush. And well, next up we have the Frankenstein Gargantuar. This is actually my only Gargantuar that I have that's a Mexican bootleg. It's made by the same company as the Dolphin Rider and also the Screen Door Zombie. And well, this plush is actually really high quality, as you can tell. All the embroidery on everything looks great, and well, it uses the exact same face on the imp. And well, on the side of the imp's head, it also has a lightning bolt, and all the details on the clothes and everything are really high quality, and also uses this that's also really nicely made. So yeah, out of all my Gargantuars, this is definitely the best one that I own. Now moving on to Plants vs Zombies 2 Chinese Edition, we have the Hammer Zombie. Now the Hammer Zombie's hammer is actually supposed to be stitched onto the side of the head, and he's supposed to be holding it in two hands, but I actually made it so he only holds it in one hand, which is more accurate to the game, meaning that he can actually swing it around just like in the game, so yeah, it actually makes it slightly more accurate. And well, this is also the re-release variant, so damaging using a plush like this doesn't really matter. Next up we have the big size Gong Zombie. I don't have the small size Gong Zombie, I only have the big size of it. I actually got it from a listing that no longer exists, which actually makes this plush extremely rare now, as well you can't really get it anymore. So yeah, it's actually a pretty rare Gong Zombie plush. Now next up we have the God of Wealth plush, and the only really detail that's missing on this one is the actual code, but that's fine, as well all the other details on this plush looks great, and I've actually wanted this plush for a while. As well, for the past couple years I've actually been hunting this plush down, and I finally found a reasonably priced one, so I actually got it. So yeah, I actually do really like this plush and everything, and it also has the very faded tag on it. And well, moving on to my final Plants vs. Zombies plush in my entire collection, we have the Super Brains, which is my first ever Plants vs. Zombies plush. And well, to this day, it's actually still in pretty good condition, besides the fact that one of the eyes are chipped, but still, overall, for being my first ever Plants vs. Zombies plush, is still great, and I actually bought it in a Toys R Us. So yeah, that was my entire Plants vs. Zombies plush collection. Comment down below which of these plushes are your favorite, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like and subscribe, and yeah, have a great day.